Okay, I'm gonna talk about some experimental grass I'm messing with, but first I'm gonna let the duckies out. One egg. They've been sneaky and hiding the eggs lately, but I got one. Yeah, there's some nice water through here. Yeah. So I've been looking at native seeds, and hopefully I'm in frame here, to do a cricket ground with, and potentially different grasses for the wicket square. This is one of them. These are both native seeds. I've been messing around with this for a while. You see the difference in size. These seeds are they're so small that I don't think birds would eat them. These ones birds would definitely eat. They're big, although a lot of this is chaff. But anyway, I just got this here, and it's used for rehabilitation of brown fields and stuff like that, and like mining sites. So my guess is that it's extremely hardy and durable. What I'm hoping is that you can mow it and that it doesn't clump too bad. When I first asked one of my profs, who's kind of a ecological restoration fiend, about using a native Michigan grass, he said, oh, they won't work for lawns because they are all bunch grasses. But the more I learned about grass, the more I realized that basically every grass is a bunch grass. All the grasses that are used for a cricket oval are bunching. Well, not all of them. There are a few that are carpet types. But most grasses, like the main grass used on a wicket square in England is perennial ryegrass, PRG. PRG is a bunch grass. It's not a carpeting grass. The ones that do carpet is what they use on golf greens, which is bent grasses, if I'm not mistaken. But this is actually a bent grass. Who knows? We'll see. But anyways, I've done experiments with this, which is supposed to be really big tufts. And if you keep cutting it down, it's just like any other grass. Grass, if you let it grow 10 feet tall, like this will actually grow 6 or 8 feet tall. It's gonna look a lot different than if you keep it mowed to an inch. So I think some of these grasses might actually work, and they might actually permit me to plant a native Michigan species. Some of these are not endangered, but somewhat threatened. Like this one, there used to be a lot more of it, put it that way. And B, not need to use pesticides because they're from this environment and fairly hardy. And C, not need to water them. And not needing pesticides and not needing to water could theoretically save me a lot of money. And additionally, this here is about a pound. This should have a theoretical coverage of 2 acres. I paid $30 for a pound, so that would be $150 for a huge 10-acre cricket field. MCG is like, I want to say 7.5 or 8 acres total. And because the land here is so cheap, I'm just going to make a huge one, and we can pull the rope in if we want to play on smaller. But why not make it the biggest in the world? Because Americans fucking love that shit, right? We got the biggest everything, the most violent, the most explosive, the highest caliber, all that shit Americans love. And I'm trying to make cricket cross over to my peer group, put it that way, which is, born and bred Michiganders, people from here. And I think that because I enjoy this sport so much, I think Americans like me will as well. I mean, to me, I see it like baseball, but you can fuck the guy up, and I love that. I mean, baseball, if you do that, you get thrown out of the game. And there's times when people do that on purpose in baseball, and it's settling of scores, basically. And often it goes back and forth, you know, and then it ends up in a big fake fight, because they hardly ever really fight in baseball. It's just a lot of this and pushing, and once in a while they use a little bit of pushing around, and a couple times you'll see punches thrown, but it's pretty rare. In cricket, obviously, you can't do that. If any of you, I'm guessing a lot of the people who watch this would be from the cricket sphere, at least at first. Cricket, you cannot do that. You would get banned from the sport for a year, 2 years, maybe longer. We had a guy, the Zimbabwean captain, retired, and he's now banned for a long fucking time for not immediately reporting that someone had approached him about, I think it was match fixing, and also he took some cocaine. I don't know if it was the cocaine added in there, but I think it's 10 years Brendan Taylor got banned for. I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a lot, but I mean, he's retired anyway. I guess it means he can't coach. I don't know. Anyway, you can't fight in cricket. You cannot fight, but you can hit them in the face with the ball all day. I mean, you can hit guys. That's part of the game. Intimidation is part of the game in cricket, and I think Americans will enjoy that. I mean, the first match I watched, Jofra Archer hit Steve Smith in the neck, and people thought he was gonna die. And I said, wow, this is this is an interesting sport. This is like baseball meets jousting, and this is all legal. Anyway, I'm gonna water my lawn. I've planted this rehabilitation grass seed on my driveway, which is hard pan clay with gravel in it. And my feeling is that it probably actually will grow here. And if it can grow in that, it'll grow anywhere. So I'm hoping that it just comes up here. I planted it like 2 days ago, and I'm trying to keep it damp so it comes up quicker. We'll see what happens here. Anyway, you can watch me water the lawn. Or the driveway, rather. When you first plant grass seed, it lives in like the first 1 or 2 millimeters of soil, and so it can dry out pretty easily till it puts roots down. Now these are all native seeds, and I think that they have the hardiness to wait until they've got the appropriate condition, because they're basically weed seeds. And I think that they will wait and sprout when it's the right time. But we're not getting any rain here till Saturday, and it's Tuesday right now. I just kind of want to speed this all up here, and hopefully we start seeing some of my, this is a C3 grass. Those are 2 different species, C3 and C4. C3 is cool season grasses, and C4 is hot season. Some C4 plants that you know are sugar cane, which only grows where it's hot as hell. Sweet corn, which only grows above like 75 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like 22 centigrade. Sweet corn doesn't grow for shit until it warms up. And I believe banana plants are also C4. It's considered a higher evolutionary tier, and not that many plants use C4, but there are quite a number of grasses that do. The grasses, I have learned, are extremely varied in their approaches to survival, and I think because they grow and seed so quickly, they're able to evolve a little bit more quickly than, say, an oak tree, which might take 20 years to make seeds. Anyway, I probably bullshitted long enough. I'm going to turn this off because, you know, who wants to watch me water the driveway for hours?